We have a Shark vacuum here, model UV450 Rocket style vacuum. This is a corded stick broom, and as you can see here, this hose gave way. Okay, so we're gonna fix this. I think I got a hose here that'll work in it. When you get it, if you order it, we have a place to order it in the description below. And it comes just over 9 inches long. This one you certainly probably won't need that much. So it can be cut to size with a knife. We need to start from the bottom. I'll flip it over. And the first thing we need to take off is the bottom plate, which there's just 3 twist screws here. Turn them to the unlock position. And then this comes right off. Very easy. Okay, and moving forward from this, there's a number of screws that need to be taken off. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 in the center there. 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 for sure that have to come off. Probably 9 and 10. Okay, so removing them, I always use drill, cordless drill. But when I put them back in, when we're done, I always use a hand Phillips driver. This particular model has Phillips head screws in it. There's other Shark models that have a special type of torque wrench that I'll also put in the listing description below in case you need the torque wrench on yours. The screws are different sizes, so you gotta watch where you take them out and watch where you put them back in. They are different lengths, so you want to keep them separate so they fit in the right spots and you don't run into problems. So that's the first two. This one here. Take the center one. Here's a little smaller one. And take off these. Okay, that's this one's even smaller, so that goes in the center there. So there's 3 different sizes that we're working with right now. And take out these in the back. Okay, we got 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 screws out, and I think that's it. So we'll flip it over, see what we got here, see if the cover comes off, and it does. So that was easy. Okay, so now we need to get at the hose here. So we got to remove the neck, I call it here. You got to watch out for the wires where they lead to, because the wires are going in to the neck and up to the top where the wand connects. So we don't want to damage the wires. Looks like somebody put some tape on here. We got to get removed. We'll figure that out. Okay, got the tape peeled away a little. This whole thing could pull out like this. It makes it a little more accessible here. I'll pull off this packing tape. That was temporary patch, probably didn't last very long. So I'll get this off, and then the hose itself. Okay, this is a wire reinforced hose, so this one will come out pretty easy. What I normally do is I simply grab the wire with pliers, just pull it, and pull it until it comes out. Okay, that's out. Gonna have to clean this up a little bit before I put a new hose in here. And this coupling here, I took it out kind of quick, but it goes back in like this over the area here. And you notice there's this ridge at the top here that has to line up when you put it back together with the top of the vacuum cover. So you want to make sure this is straight up, and because there's a screw right here, it has to go in, and this kind of lines up straight with this portion right here. So if you don't line it up, you won't get the hood down, you won't be able to get the screws in. So watch out for that. So that comes out like that. And now we could do the same thing with this end of the hose. Just pull on the wire reinforced part of the hose, and it'll come straight out. There we go, the last part pulled the hose out, so this end's nice and clear and clean in there. So that's fine, we just gotta clear out this portion, and then we'll be able to get the new hose assembled in there. Okay, now that we got the hose out completely, we gotta get back to this coupling here. Remember, the top has this little ridge here. Same with the bottom, and the bottom part of this hose coupling here has to go into this opening right here when it's ready to be put back together. So it'll go in just like that. It has to line up, otherwise you won't be able to get the lid on. And with this hose, this particular hose is not threaded like the one that came out, but there's threads in here, and even though it's not threaded, you can easily work its way in here, and it kind of follows the threads of the hose coupling. You could see it's going right up in there. So that's a good tight fit. It won't come out. And then we could do the same thing with the other end. It's just a matter of measuring how long to make it. So I'm gonna put this in here. I'll just measure it with a tape measure and see what we got here. So this one has to go inside there. Now all the models are different, so I would suggest measuring it. Otherwise you won't get the right size if you go with what I'm doing right here. So that's 3 inches at the end, 4 inches right there. Then we got to go into the coupling. So there's that plus, looks like about 6.5, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna go 6.5 because the hose is a little flexible. And I could always take it out if it doesn't go together, but I'm going with 6.5 right now. This is the first time I did this model, so I'm doing this on the fly. So I'll measure it 6.5 and cut this. Okay, so I got it cut. So if I measure it from, it's already installed a 1/2 inch in there, and I measure the hose, I cut it 6.5 inches. So now it's just a matter of doing the same thing on this end. You kind of push it with a good force and twist it like you're threading it in there, and it'll kind of follow the threads of the neck inside here. Okay, I turned it a couple turns already. Not sure if you could see it, but it is starting to thread into there. So I'll give it a few more turns. Okay, and now if I remember, the big pin there has to be facing down, so it's going to go in like this. Let me turn it one more time, and I think that'll do it. Now, seeing this hose is being pushed in that way and in this direction, even though it is slightly bigger or slightly smaller by 1/4 of an inch, it's not going to pop out. You know, it's going to be flexible. This is a nice flexible hose, so as it goes up and down, the hose will flex. So I got to line this portion up into there, and then I just got to make sure the wheels are in the correct position. This little bushing right here holding the wires kind of popped out. Now remember, be careful of the wires. And now this is going to bend all the way up. Okay, and there's like a foot pedal release here. right here that holds it in the upright position. I'm just putting pressure on it, so everything's working fine. The hose is in there, pull back down, and now we could start putting the hood back on. Okay, keep the wires out of the way. Make sure the wires don't get crimped when we put it back on. They're not cooperating, but we can't crimp them. So get the hood and lay it in place. Okay, it's slid on pretty nice, and then you just flip it over to the other side. Everything seams down and in place. You check the seams here to make sure the top and bottom are lining up. Check this side. Once I put the screws in, it'll firm it up and tighten it, and we'll be good to go. So I remember this tiny screw was right here. So I'm going to put that back there. And I believe one of these slightly shorter screws, one went here, one on this side, and the other one was right in the center here. So we'll get those in there, ready to tighten down. And then the other 2, 4, 5 screws. We'll put into place. Two, 3, 4. And here's the 5th one. Okay, we'll get those in. I'm going to use the hand screwdriver on this. I don't want to break any of the pins that these screws go into. They're plastic. I would recommend do not use electric driver, even though you might have the torque set so it gives. Okay, everything, I believe I tightened everything. Okay, here we go. Now it's just a matter of putting the bottom cover on. And by the way, if you do need the belt, I'll put a link in the description for the belt. That's available. And the brush, that can be ordered also if that's worn away. An average lifetime of a brush roller, depending on the use. If it gets heavy use, it should be replaced every 3 to 4 years. Light use, 4 to 6 years. And that's it. We tighten this up. Lock these 3 into place. And this is the 3rd one, lock that. So they're all locked. Right here, ready to go. Now the vacuum is locked in, and we're all set to put the, oh, I missed a screw. I didn't tighten it and it fell out. So I'll put that in, and we're ready to go to put the wand on, and we'll have good suction now. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe. It helps small businesses so we could continue to make these videos. And see you next time. Have a great day.